What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about this 2020 F550 with my favorite 6.7 in it and why it came into the shop. Not for something big, something minor, but I want to show you guys so you can stay up on the 401 if your check engine light comes on in your Super Duty. Alright guys, pay attention and figure this out. Thanks for tuning back in today's episode. I guess we can start off with talking about why this came in. This has got almost 6,500 miles on it. It is a dump. And the two on-demand DTCs that I got are both in the PCM. And it says it lost communication with the engine oil pressure sensor A. Lost communication with the oil temperature sensor A. Pretty weird. I've never seen these two DTCs, especially being on demand. We have a little legend up here that tells us what types of DTCs we have, denoted by the color, if they're going to be continuous memory or if they're going to be on demand. On-demand memory DTCs are something that's currently happening right now. We got an electrical fault or something actually going on with a component. So we're going to go look where this sensor is. I've got it pulled up here in the workshop manual, engine oil pressure sensor, and you guys can see we got the oil filter right here if we got a better picture. Okay, same thing. It's literally right on side of the oil filter adapter housing. That's the connector. Let's see if we can get a little clearer picture of the connector maybe. So I'm gonna go over here to 6.7. I can't remember what page it was. Let me guess. I'm gonna go to 14. 14. Let's go to the next page. Boom, right there. Okay, engine oil pressure. We're gonna click on the connector. I just want to know exactly what kind of connector we're looking at so we can pay attention. Okay. Okay, WPT 1492. So we've actually replaced this connector before on a DPF pressure sensor. So let's go underneath the truck. We're going to familiarize ourselves exactly where that's at for those of you that do not know, and we're going to take a look and do a visual inspection and see if we can come up with anything other than a component being internally failed. All right, so this customer was just complaining that the check engine light was on. Didn't say it was in Didn't say it was in D rate or anything. Oh man, this floor is uneven. Alright, so we're underneath the truck, obviously. I'm right here at the oil filter housing, and let me turn my light on. Okay, here's the sensor, exactly what you saw in the picture. But what I want to show to you guys, if you can, bear with me, look at the connector. You guys can actually see some green corrosion right here. We got oh, well, check that out. It just broke on us right here. It literally just broke right on us as we're doing this. That is our problem right here, fellas. Looks to be all three circuits too. Oh, there's one more. And is this one gonna bust? I don't know if that blue one is fully perforated all the way through, but we definitely got two circuits busted. The middle one, the blue with the white tracer, looks to be maybe half intact, but we're going to need to perform a wiring repair. I'm going to go ahead and perform that. I'm going to show you guys materials needed. You are going to need a WPT 1492. This is the 3-pin connector that's down there, and it's going to come with some bullet butt splices and some heat shrinks that you guys always see me cut in half. So I'm going to get this repair going. I'm going to lay underneath it. Can't lift it up on the hoist because it's too heavy. I'm going to show you the repair scene and how it looks. You guys know I'm all about OE. If you guys rewind and look to see how it was prior to me working on it, I'm going to get this going, and then we're going to pretend like nothing happened. We're going to retest, make sure our on-demand codes are gone away, and then we're going to release it back out into service. All right, guys, let's do this repair. Yeah. All right, guys, so we're just going to peel carefully this harness tape. Okay, I think that might be enough. Go ahead and snip those. Okay, so remember to keep this so you can remember where your colors lined up. Okay, so we got three bare circuits, 3 circuits ready to be spliced. Now, one of 2 things you can do: either you can lump these all together, you know, so you have all 3 wiring repairs right close to each other, or you can stagger them, which is what I'm going to do because I can't stand when it looks like it's having a baby. So I'm going to start with the first one, the first pin on the back, and it says yellow with orange, or gray with orange, I can't tell. I'm going to trim just enough to get the green out. I'm not going to take off a huge section of wire, just enough to get the cancer out. Okay, I'm going to take a butt splice. And put that in here. I don't usually solder. ASE boy, we know we make lifetime connections here, so he knows what's up. Okay, so I got my first circuit primed. So then that brings us to our new connector, and I showed you guys that WPT connector number. So pretty much, I'm not going to use this whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and cut all of these right here. So I only have the pigtail that's looking like this. Okay, so right now I'm going to probably cut this one even more. I'm going to cut this one in half. That's going to be my first circuit, and I need the old connector, so we're just going to verify. For one, we're going to need to transfer over our white tab to this connector, but when we look at it, I'm working with the yellow, and this is my yellow circuit. So I'm going to go ahead and strip that. Okay. I'm going to get this ready to go in my crimpers. I like to orientate them the same way each time I crimp. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Our first circuit is connected. I'll get the heat gun from the torch. Just going to do a little melt. I don't like using the full heat shrinks. I just think it makes the harness really rigid and may cause more issues than what I really want. So you can see the glue's oozing out. Our next circuit's going to be the blue, so I'm going to go just right above this one and maybe cut that green in half. Okay, so you guys can see where my next cut was. Go ahead and strip that. Where are my strippers? My strippers, I got them. Take off the same amount. I'm going to lay that, and I'm going to match up my blue. So I'm going to cut my blue right about here. there. Get these guys again. Get a little stripper action. Cut, stripped. I need a booty connector, and I need some heat shrink. Heat shrink. Going down. Okay, this is our middle circuit. Okay, if you guys remember, the blue was in the middle. Don't forget, you don't want to be having to take this off because you accidentally did the wrong one. So double, triple check before you make your connection. Okay, put the blue in, bluey in, and connect it. We're gonna follow that same procedure. Get my torch out. Put it on super low. I'm gonna hit that real quick. Controlled burn. Fixing it right the first time. That's what you guys got to do. Get it fixed right. Get it back on the road. Minimal downtime for your customer. Mind you, this isn't as always as easy and accessible as this, but nonetheless. Okay, our last one. What color are we working with? Where's the old connector? Oh. Last one, we're on the violet. So our last two connections, I'm going to go again right above my last one. In fact, I'm not even going to cut the green. It's actually right exactly where I need it. Okay, I'm going to lay this down by the purple, the violet, make a little snip way up here. Okay, my purple, my violet, are stripped. Got a butt connector and some heat shrink. Final slide over. Our final crimp. Slide it down. Can't get my hand in here. Going for the violet. All right. And for our last ceremonial heat. Don't burn your wires. Be gentle. Neck's kind of hurt, you know. Okay, so we got the glue melting, and you guys can see how much better this looks than if you had the harness all crumped together with three repairs right in the middle of the harness. It looks way better, it's going to sit in there way better, and obviously my goal to make it look like factory as possible has been achieved. What I have here is some good harness tape that I've been using for quite some time. I'm going to go ahead and trim myself a piece here with the old razor blade. And I'm actually going to add a little piece of convolute. I'm going to start up where the tape of the harness originally was, and I'm going to make a couple of loops around it to secure my tape to the original harness. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to slide my convolute. I'm going to try to slide my convolute all up here, and I'm going to put the slit so that the tape that I just wrapped around the main harness is going to come out of that slit of the convolute that I'm installing. So once I get around the rest of it, okay, so you can see I have something that's looking like this. I'm going to now wrap this tape around the convolute so that it is securing it to the main harness, and I'm going to wrap the tape upwards to close that gap in the harness and the tape. Okay, so you guys have something kind of looking like this. Okay, so now that we got it secured, I'm going to get another piece of tape, a little longer, and I'm actually going to go back to the top of where I originally started, back on top of the harness, and I'm going to totally tape off the hole, I guess you should say, or that cavity that was made from my tape. And I'm going to come and roll it down all over this convolute. Try to make it look as pretty as possible. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take that white clip, and that white clip actually can come out the way you don't think it's going to come out, and it is that way. Out the connector. A little weird. The last few times I could not get it out the way that I would normally do it, so remember, we're going to push this back in. Push this back in. When you go to put it in, you can put it in the way I wanted to take it out. And then after that, it's simply, we're going to push this in. And we're going to latch it, just like you guys saw originally. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Here's my repair. The convolute right up against the frame so we're not chafing. That's my repair. I feel good about it. I could push that tape down just a smidge. Might bother some. Okay, let's go up in the truck. We're gonna make sure our codes are gone, and we're gonna get this thing back on the road. All right, let's get up in this old girl. Turn our key on. We got the computer pulled up. We need to get back to FDRS, and we are going to clear and retest. We want to clear and retest? Yes. Continue. Okay, so it's going to do its thing. We're going to wait here and make sure we have nothing in the red. Should be orange. Orange is going to mean that the DTCs were noticed, stored. We're going to have to go and clear those out. This is the most important part of retesting, is to make sure your on-demand faults are no longer present, and we got all the green lights, you guys. We're still going to see these DTCs right here until the drive cycles have completed. But the most important thing right there is that we are past, and we have no more on-demand DTCs. That should mean no more check engine light. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Tell me if you guys have ever had this DTC with lost communication with the engine, oil, pressure, and temp sensors. The customer brought it in just for a check engine light, and that was it. What we found was a wiring repair. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me about it. Let's get on the podcast. Let's talk trucks. And always remember, like, comment, sub, share. I'll catch you guys next time. See you.